The Walking Dead, they introduced Fear the Walking Dead, and I said no. I said I'm not watching that. I don't even like Power. I've been on record. We've been talking about it all thing. This last season, I'm like, I don't like it anymore. I watched the last 2-3 episodes, and I'm like, yo, I kind of want to see the spinoff, and I have not seen a show spin off a bad season into 5 legitimately decent looking shows. Like I'm like, man, I'm probably gonna watch these. So 50 Cent probably gonna wind up owning Stars one day.
He probably already doing just
Stars
not talking
or
about
Lionsgate or something like that.
Yeah.
Shouts out to 50 Cent.
Shouts out to 50 Cent. In case you haven't seen Power, 50 Cent killed.
Oh my God.
He killed a Ghost.
Shut up.
That's not what happened.
He wrote about the show.
It's not what happened.
About the show. So who knows? And again, I still don't believe Ghost dead. So, anything can happen. He gonna pop up. 50 Cent popped up and Kanan gave a whole speech.
Yeah.
A whole speech.
On his interview yesterday, he was like, it's like a flashback. And Charlamagne's like, nigga, that ain't no flashback. He's like, you know how he tried to justify it, but Charlamagne was like, nah, fam.
It wasn't.
Fam.
It wasn't. It wasn't.
That's crazy though. It's like how it ended, and then I don't have a show to watch. Just ended like we saw the character that whatever Tariq goes to college, and then it just fades to black and ugly as ever. Our birthday, Houston down to my socks. It's Avery, like a very nice guy, also known as Carlton Banks. Carlton with a KBN triple X. Carlton with a KBN triple X. That's me. Yep, ding. There we go. Ding, ding, ding. That's me. All right. Also, we have the co-host right over there, my brother, the guy who writes for the Houston Press, also writes everything. Like, he's going to write a book pretty soon. I'm lying. I don't know what the hell he's doing. But no, he's my brother over there, Just Devon. You should write a book.
Now, if I write a book, you're going to be like, I'm the one that told you to write a book. Everybody's always writing a book. I've been writing a book since. I'm lying.
Oh, like, why you coming for me, nigga?
No, I'm just saying. I know you're trying to get in on the royalties.
I wouldn't do that to you.
You should get out here and start producing music again.
I've already whoa, never mind. I'm doing it like Joe Budden. You think it's not gonna happen?
I'm managing you. Bam, bam. Okay, no sound effect? All right, that's cool.
Fuck your management, nigga. Also, we got a couple of people in the studio today. One of them we've had before. His name is Chad Black. Probably the best interview that we've had. Not even probably. It was literally the best interview. It was a
great interview.
It was the best.
We'll tag that in.
We'll tag that in. And also, we have he brought somebody with him. When we were talking to Chad Black before, he was talking about a media company that was developing. Well, not developing, already had, and the 713 agency. And so everything with that. And he has one of his people with him today. A gentleman from Rocky Mount, North Carolina, is a choreographer, a dancer, digital media influencer, also known as Looney, who gained fame by demonstrating his dance skills via Instagram. Also, he was been on Twitter on his account called I Live to Dance in November, and published his first Instagram photo in November of 2012. Also was a popular figure on the defunct app called Vine with more than 50 million loops and 100,000 plus followers. Also called himself Looney Tune on that act. That was pretty clever.
I like Looney Tune.
Yeah. And let's just introduce him. The Reggie Ray.
Yo, what's up?
Also with
the Reggie Ray.
Chad Black.
What's up? First off, before we even get into it, because some people are, the Reggie Ray. The people that know Reggie Ray know Reggie Ray. The people that don't know Reggie Ray, y'all know Reggie Ray. Y'all do.
Yeah.
Y'all don't think y'all know Reggie Ray.
Just show the video.
Know Reggie Ray. Let's show the Lil' Kim one, because so many people, and we got to talk about this. There are brands and businesses and everything, and people that capitalize off this because, like, I knew who you were before I knew who you were.
Yeah, exactly.
I saw your videos, and I was like, when he said we got the Reggie Ray, I was like, I went and looked you up, and I was like, yo, that dude.
Yeah.
I love that dude's videos. Dude, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's see what he did with the Lil' Kim performance.
Hot damn ho! Here we go again.
Here we go again.
Yeah.
Let's see that.
What was that? The BET Awards, right?
Yes.
The hip hop one.
Oh yeah.
Hip hop awards tribute.
Man, that's dope. Man.
Coming in these games, some violent shit. Bitches up, I just to get to the top. I put 100%. Every night I drop. It's the Q to the B with the M-O-B-B. Queensbridge, Brooklyn, D-double-E-P. Whoa, y'all wish I did a life I live. Yo, body, don't tell them what this is, done. Yo, it's the real shit to make you feel. Happy vibing out.
Yeah.
This drugs to your eardrum, the war uncut. Happy for OD, cause it's never enough. Yo, it's the real shit to make you feel. Real, baby.
Everybody did that dance for months, not because of Lil Kim, it was because of you.
Reggie.
Yeah, it was
Man.
all Reggie.
You know,
I
all
will
Reggie.
say
that's crazy. I had fun doing that video.
you look like you have fun doing
Yeah.
all the videos.
Yeah.
My first and the question how are you deciding the inanimate objects
Yeah, man.
that are going to represent? Because that's the fun. I'd be
That's the
watching your
best
videos
part.
waiting to see, like, yo, my man has a chair to represent the dancers. When you panned out the camera and it was like the teddy bears watching the audience, I was like, dog, that's hilarious. Like,
They'll have like reoccurring like
Yeah.
inanimate objects, and that makes you feel even better because you'd be like, I saw that teddy bear 2 videos ago.
Right,
You'll see
exactly.
like a
Somebody
bottle,
a giraffe.
and I'll be like, what? Like I'm like, wow, now I'm a fan of this bottle now.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, yo, like you could put so much product placement in your stuff. You got a good thing going.
you got a great thing going.
So like, where did you start? Like as far as not even just on the internet, you started doing choreography, correct?
Yeah, I started doing choreography. I've been dancing since I was like 8.
Okay.
But I got into I started off freestyling and stuff. So,
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then I got into choreography as I got older because I'm not a trained dancer. I kind of just like learned on my own.
Yeah.
And then I started taking dance classes like when I was like maybe a couple years ago, 2, 3, 4 years ago.
And this is in North Carolina?
Yeah, North Carolina.
And
Yeah.
this is where you're born?
Yeah, North Carolina.
Okay, because you're our
Sure.
first guest that's from,
You're
not
like
our
a
first, I
helicopter.
mean,
Are you serious?
your connection to Houston. We usually interview Houston people. Your connection to Houston is through Chad.
Yeah.
Chad with the 713 agency. And so I was like, yeah. But when he told us, he's like, yo, I got Reggie Ray. Looking, I was like, absolutely.
Oh yes.
Like, bring Reggie
Yeah.
here.
I appreciate it.
Thank you
Yeah.
guys. And
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
oh man.
you're doing choreography. And then, I mean, I guess, what were your plans? Like, you were like, okay, I'm just going to get into dance. How am I going to get into there or what?
What you mean as far as just like
Oh, in terms of, were you always planning on being like, yo, I'm going to be like this comedian staple in the entertainment industry?
Nah, cause even to this day, I don't even really look at myself as a comedian.
Okay.
I just, I mean, I look at myself as an artist overall because I tap into different things, you know, photography, modeling, I write music, so anything artistic really. But with dancing, it's kind of like always been my number one passion. And
Okay.
So you know, I just like dance. I used to dance in my room. I dance in the kitchen. That's why I like choreograph most of my stuff. So. Yeah, that's what.
Just a question. Who dances better, Chris Brown or Michael Jackson?
That's a deep breath.
See, I mean, it
Well, Michael
depends
Jackson
on
ain't
what
dancing.
you. Depends on what you
Michael
basing it off
Jackson.
of. I mean, obviously, I would say Chris Brown seems like he has like a lot of more energy and stuff. You know, he can flip and stuff like that, and choreography look like it's more it's faster and stuff. So maybe Chris.
I agree.
I would say
I
yeah,
think it's Chris.
but that doesn't take away the fact that Mike is the GOAT, of course.
Yeah.
You know, like
I think Mike is like, like Dr. J.
I understand.
Chris is like Jordan. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying big, but I'm like,
Or
Chris
Jordan
dances-
and Kobe or LeBron.
I mean,
maybe.
Chris dances hard.
Yeah.
Like Mike, I feel like even Mike is like, man, I'm not doing all that flipping. Like,
Yeah, I know
what
what you
you
mean.
doing?
Right,
Like,
exactly.
I'm like, yo, look,
It's still
you
a
got
lot.
it. You got it. You know,
Yeah.
you took my moonwalk and then you added some other
Yeah.
stuff to it. I see you.
right.
I ain't
Yeah,
doing all that.
Mike did a little. Mike did a lot with a little. Like he just came out and
Yeah.
stood there.
Smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could just
Yeah.
stand there.
Still
and
to
just
this day.
like,
That's
people
it.
go crazy.
Yeah.
like,
Chris
I'm
with
like,
that
man.
crumping background and all that stuff. That's what it is.
I
Like,
started
if
that
you-
too in
yeah,
high
if you-
school.
See the
There
crumping
we
thing
go.
that takes energy. Like Mike versus Usher. Like I feel like Usher get out there and still he do a lot of Mike moves. That's what
Yeah.
that was his thing. but
Usher is, like,
flipping
smooth.
and like, yeah, Chris
think,
danced like he trying to hurt
I
somebody.
think just like music, dance and movements change.
Yeah,
That is true.
absolutely.
So
Yeah.
I think for Mike's time, he was the best dancer.
He was.
of his time.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Because I felt like he was super athletic for his time, but it's like once people see that and you're like, okay, now that's the standard. Now I got to take
Yeah,
it.
like
I'm
basketball,
I'm trying to do
music, yeah.
more, and Chris does a lot.
Yeah, he does.
So anyway, going back to that, you said so you were doing choreography, and then from there,
Oh yeah. So after choreography, just fast forward to when Vaughn came out, and I guess everybody make
Yeah.
accounts on there. So I kind of started like impersonating people on there. The first person I impersonated was a guy named Young Poppy, and then he like rewound my Vaughns, and then I also like had my own content, of course.
Yeah.
So I just kind of always been like good at impersonating people. I would impersonate like rappers and stuff, how they voice sound when they rap and do songs and stuff. So that's how that happened. And then Vaughn died, so it kind of I never actually promoted my Instagram on Vaughn. So it literally took me like I would make like content, but it would never like work for some reason on Instagram. So I had to find out like find something that will work, to get seen and stuff.
What do you think? I guess let's go back to when Vine died, because that's something a lot of creators should probably be looking into. You'll hear people say like, you'll build up a strong following on YouTube or Instagram or Twitter or whatever, and there are different ways to get those followings. Like you don't act the same in Twitter as you do on Instagram.
Yeah.
And if one dies, or if that lane dies off, like what happened with you and Vine, you gotta scramble and figure out something new. So tell us, like when Vine dies, what's kind of the first thing you're thinking?
I was just seeing like everybody that also came from Vine. It seemed like they kind of already were established on Instagram and these other places. So I'm like, man, it's kind of like I'm like the last man that's kind of like not there. I feel like I should have, been there along.
Like
with
nobody
them.
warned you the party. Like
Yeah,
nobody
I was
told me
just
we
like-
shut down the party.
Yeah, exactly. So I was just like, man, like how am I? It took me literally 2 years to like transfer, I guess, followers from Vine to
Really?
Instagram. Yeah, to like
Okay.
find something that worked. So like my first viral video, I did a Lil Mama remake when she was posing as Beyonce, and I don't know how I came across that, but I remade that, and then it made World Star. So
Okay.
So yeah, after that made World Star, I started just going up from there. I saw that work, and I was like, wow. So I'm just like, just remake stuff. I just came across videos. I did the Bella Noche, the girl.
Oh, yeah.
That was one of my first ones too. So and then I came across like I did Tyra Banks the show
American
Top
Top
Model.
I did like 2 of those, and then I started doing Love Hip Hop. So I just started remaking stuff that I thought was would be good content or funny.
Yeah. And that's why I say people have seen you. I saw you do the America's Next Top Model.
Yeah.
It's like over the years you keep seeing it. Then when we're doing this interview and having to do research, it's like, damn, I've been into your videos for like years. That's funny, man.
So I think people don't realize how long I actually been doing just remakes alone. Like I've been doing this since like November 2015.
Okay.
Just remakes alone. But
Yeah.
I've been doing content since like the beginning of Vine. I'm not sure when it came out, but so I've been doing that for a minute, like maybe 7 years, I think.
All right.
So yeah.
Now, as your following started, I guess what was one of the biggest things you kind of learned about doing stuff on Instagram as opposed to Vine, or like what do you feel was making it pick up?
Well, see, here's the thing. See, if Vine came back out, I would just be like, I don't know what I would do to make somebody laugh in 6 seconds. Like I've done it
Yeah.
because I gained like
Really?
over 100,000 followers. So I'm like, how in the world did I make people laugh in 6 seconds? Like I really don't remember how I did that, but it's really ways to do that. So when Instagram came with the videos, it was like, oh, I got like a lot of more time to, just like come up with content and people, can laugh and stuff like that. So that was kind of like a benefit for me, adding that extra layer of time. Because it started off with 15 seconds first with Instagram.
Yeah.
Then they went to like a minute, I believe.
Yeah.
So yeah, that helped me out
15,
a lot.
30 minutes.
Yeah,
They keep on expanding out. 'cause
Yeah,
I feel
They
like
got
they're trying to-
IGTV now.
Exactly, and
It's
that
a
helps
whole
me
show
too.
on it.
They're
Yeah.
trying to go against YouTube. You know what I'm saying? They
Definitely.
got to get this
Golly.
stuff out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, I mean, that's interesting, too, in terms of, like, watching you. So once the platform started to build up, I guess, then what was your focus?
I just stayed with the remix because I feel like once you figure out something that works, you stick with it. And I'm basically using that to kind of get like seen as far as like, because I feel like people don't even know that I dance or write music or rap or whatever. So, you know, I look at it as the more people that I gain as, you know, supporters or whatever, they'll go and see the other things that I do. They just won't be, because I feel like people can be one track. Once they see you as one thing, or you're introduced to that one thing that you do, that's all they want to see. But I'm just not like
puffy.
Yeah.
You know, no, I mean, like, people, you have to break people out of that mold where they're like, you know, because people will be like, nah, I ain't doing that. I'm not calling you nothing different, or you do this one thing.
Right.
That's what I like.
Look at the biggest actor on the planet. That's The Rock. He's Dwayne Johnson.
Right.
True. I'm like, yeah, for a minute, like, you would have said, oh, I'm finna go see one of The Rock's movies, and people would be like, why are you doing that? Now it's like, he could do anything. It could be Dwayne Johnson is Barack Obama, and we'll be like, all right, I'll give it a chance.
This is sad because I literally thought you were about to say Will Smith. And I mean, I know it's not, but I'm like, that's another person where it's like, thinking back, it was like, nah, you rap. Like, you rap, you wrestle, that's the only thing you're going to do. And now you look back and it's like, you don't even picture them rapping or wrestling.
Can't even say that.
I don't
He's
even.
not a rapper.
I don't even. If the Rock came out at WWE, I know the fans would be. I'd be like, "What you doing out here, man?
Yeah,
go back to acting, man.
Yeah.
You ain't
and
out
he's coming
here.
back. He just said last night, so he's coming back. Yeah, he's coming. He's
coming
not
back?
gonna wrestle. Like every time they say he's coming back, it's just
His daughter's coming back.
Yeah, his
right?
daughter's
Right.
his daughter's starting training. But it's like WrestleMania is coming up, so they have to get the people that don't watch wrestling to watch it. So they're like, all right, Rock, you come out here so people can watch it and be like, maybe I'll pay $10 to watch WrestleMania.
I'm a big fan of, who is that, Naomi?
With the fat booty? Yeah, that's
a great wrestler.
I know, boy.
I saw her, you know, I was like, yo.
I was like, yo, we never
got this many wrestlers.
We never talked about that, but when you brought that name up, I was like, yeah.
I was like, Naomi's great. I never saw so many. I mean, it was a stadium full of, let's say, you know, a stadium full of white people. I didn't expect them to all cheer like that. When the black girl came out and wrestled, I was like,
oh, they love.
I said, what's going on?
When a black person comes,
they
it's a good thing.
Excited.
Anyway,
I said, oh, she's good. They're like, oh yeah, she's the former champion. I was like, oh, okay. The white girls had little Naomi signs. I was like,
when Kofi Kingston won for the championship, you should have seen white people. They was crying.
Oh wow!
Hell, I cried. Anyway, yeah. So you don't want to get pigeonholed. You do a myriad of things, and we're continuing from there.
Yeah, because I love people who get respect for their different crafts. Like, you know, Childish Gambino. He's like one of my favorite people because he I think he actually started off like doing stand up.
He was doing stand up.
Yeah, he's an artist.
Right.
And he has his show Atlanta that I'm like a huge fan of. So and
he's another one
writing for 30 Rock. Yeah,
yeah. Jamie Foxx is another one. He's taken serious. Like anytime I see a Jamie Foxx movie, I'm like, I don't see him as Jamie Foxx the singer. Like I take him serious as the role he's playing.
Yeah.
So I just want to be, you know, respected and looked at as whatever craft I'm doing at the moment. You see me as that, not just, oh, this is just a guy who does remakes or whatever, you know, whatever I'm, you know, dipping dabbling in. So
now, how did you meet this gentleman here?
Oh man,
yeah, for real.
Through Instagram.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. I think I posted like a video and he ended up DMing me about it. I don't know. I don't remember like the exact conversation verbatim. It really happened so fast. I don't know. I don't even remember how we got into the conversation of like management and stuff. But we did, and I saw like he was basically, you know, just coming up with ideas and doing things before I even like officially started working with him for real. So that made me like realize like, wow, he really like, you know, trying to like help me out, because it was at a time where I feel like I needed some help or somebody, because it was getting to be a lot with me growing and handling promotions for people, and you know, just me being the content creator. It was a lot to handle on the outside as well. So he came in like at the perfect time for me, really.
And for certain artists, I think we talked to, I interviewed like Anaya Lamise and like certain people like that. There's this, you're huge. Like your videos on BET and VH1, and you're becoming a household name. But at the same time, you're like, I'm still trying to build what I got here at the same time. So there was, I think I was talking to her one time. She's like, yeah, I got like, you know, millions of people watching this video. And I'm like, and now what do I do? Because this doesn't translate into just the likes don't translate into money. Like you have to do something
Right.
in between. So that's one of those things where it's like you get somebody like him to step in and kind of help out on that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, what is that like where you're like, okay, I'm seeing what is it like kind of becoming famous but also still trying to build up the brand?
I don't know. It's kind of hard because you're trying to I guess learn what your worth is, because I guess I really didn't know what it was, and he kind of came in and kind of made me see, like, basically I wasn't charging people enough. Like I was doing all this work and they was getting more out than So I think that was the main thing for me, learning and realizing what my worth is. And I feel like everybody should, so nobody would be able to tell you what your worth is,
Yeah, because I would say, I say this all the time, award shows are boring.
Yeah,
like
they
they
really
are. The stuff you do has prompted me to watch clips from award shows.
Wow, that's deep.
That is what, look, there's nothing about it. Like when award shows, when the networks that host award shows start reposting the stuff that you do, then that's saying something, because it's like they could have just posted their own clip.
Right, yeah,
They
definitely.
literally could have posted their own thing and just left it alone. But they was like, hey, here's a guy that redid our clip from our award show. And it's like, yeah, I'll watch that. And then that makes me want to watch whatever it is y'all have. So that adds heavy into the value that you're bringing, because they know why. There's a reason why they posted your stuff.
Right.
Like, there's a reason why.
Yeah, it's still crazy to me. I see comments, people like, "Oh, I've seen this show because of you." And
Yeah.
I'm just like, really? Like, are you serious? This is so crazy to me. I'm still trying to bring it all in. Like, yeah,
Influence.
yeah.
What made you, and we'll talk to Chad real quick, what made you want to reach out to Reggie? What particularly? Because there are Instagram people and Vine people that are out there, but what particularly stood out about him?
Well, just like you guys, I had been a fan too, for as long as he had been doing it. And I think that day he really made me laugh. And I was like, this guy is more than just like a funny guy at home. And I started looking at those props, and I was able to see the artistry in it. And that's what I was impressed by, because of the layering, the way he did the videos. Just everything about him that wasn't necessarily funny, but was very systematic and very, like I would go in the studio and lay vocals. It's a certain thing that I do first, and then I come and I follow it up with this. And I was able to like almost see his brain and how it ticked. And that was really impressive, and that's what made him stand apart from other people that do similar things. I was able to see how systematic it was and how intentional he was with the way that he did it. And so I seen the art in it, and that's what inspired me to be like, okay, I want to work with him.
Yeah.
And help him to monetize that, because I could tell just through my eyes and looking at branding and the way the page was set up and just everything, that people loved him, but I knew that higher up, the people that were using him were doing just that.
Yeah.
I could just tell. I knew it wasn't being monetized properly. So that's honestly what made me reach out. It's just trying to build a new partnership, and then also come in and help him with things. Because remember, we talked about last time I came, how I had a rough start, and I just didn't have good guidance.
That, honestly,
so I could
that's what
see,
we're trying to lead into.
I could see the need for that,
Yeah.
and now I just have an eye for it. Like when I see an artist that is incredible, I can also see the different things like behind the scenes. I can read into situations. So I just was able to tell with my third eye that there was some things that were needed that maybe I could provide. So that's what inspired me to reach out,
And we'll put a link for our YouTube viewers to our interview that we had with you, because that was one of the running themes that you had in your interview. It's
the
like,
best
look,
interview we've ever done.
I have a talent, and people have just used the talent, and they used it because I literally just had no clue what was going on. Like I thought we were doing everything fair, and it turns out we were not. And now that I know what I know, I want to make sure that other people that have talent are not getting used as they go forward, because certain people just, I would say even more so than just singing, when you're talking about things like the people that are getting these viral clips going, a lot of them truly don't understand the value that these companies are placing on. Like,
because they can't
millions of people
What it is
are
a
looking.
language.
Yeah.
It's a language.
Yeah.
And so what happens is when you are in a corporate situation and you do everything and you build it up and it's perfect, but it doesn't speak the language of the culture, you have to go get somebody like Reggie, Ray, countless other people who speak the language of the people that you're trying to get the message to. And because if you don't, you'll be spinning your wheels. You'll be spending $1 million on great production, all that. But if you don't get an influencer who speaks that language, then you really just, it's another production at Viacom and wherever else that will attract a certain demographic.
Oh, yeah.
And so they've gotten smarter. They've hired people to teach them, okay, well, we have to get this person to say this. We have to get that person to say that because they are respected in their areas. And I love it. I love it because it's opened up a new line of revenue for these people that are sitting at home and are able to speak a language.
Yeah.
Just because of that, they're able to make a living off of it, like Reggie is able to do. So being a part of that, it's really been an honor working with him because as I've been able to protect and lead and guide, I've also learned so much about a part of the industry that I didn't really anticipate going into, into TV and television and all that. So being behind the scenes of that has really taught me just how to help the next person in that world that's not necessarily officially a part of TV, but just has that ability to create content and turn your own page into your own TV network and channel. Because at this point, that's what the Reggie Ray is.
That's what
I
it
go
is.
to watch TV.
Yeah.
Because my attention span is very short. I do a lot of shit every day.
Yeah.
So I only have about 15 to 30 seconds to give to entertainment like that. And that's where I go.
Yeah.
So it's your own network. And so now networks have to come to the network to get out their messages. And I love that because it levels shit out. Because I hate when things are like when, what you call it, monopolized.
Yeah.
And so it's just one situation that runs everything. I love that they have to spread out the wealth, So I love it. I do love working with him.
Now, Reggie, how do you, one, now that you're working with Chad, what would you say is, I guess, the difference in terms of when you're creating, I guess, behind the business? Like, what are you seeing different now?
Oh, man, I'm just the control of it all. Finances for sure. Just
that's always a positive.
Being real, like I mean, honestly, I can do like one video and get paid more than what I work a week at work. You know what I'm saying? So, just a lot, just how he communicates with people, learning that, just kind of behind the scenes too. Man, it's just so many different things. I just kind of mostly just sit back and observe. I'm really
watch.
like an observant person myself.
Okay.
Just overall.
Those details that you see in his videos, that's literally him as a person.
It's gotta be.
Let's actually pull up one of the videos too. We got the Black China one because that exposed me to the Black China had the whole show and everything. Yeah. So let's pull up the Black China video. How do you pick the video? How do you choose what clips or what shows or things like that you want to do? Because you're not always just choosing like, let me choose the most popular show that's out.
Right.
You're not always doing that. So how are you picking what you want?
It really depends. So for one, I get suggestions from my supporters. They'll either tag me or DM me videos. So for example, like the Black China one, I've gotten so many requests to do it, but initially I didn't want to do it because
This is it right here.
For 1 minute.
It's you.
Okay, what my
It's you. It's fucking you.
Really?
It's you.
Okay, come back
it's
again.
fucking you. You're the problem. Get in my face.
Nobody took care of your ass but me. I'm ready to get the fuck ASAP after this shit.
A
5
boot?
days.
You put your hand in my face again, girl.
5 days.
You're gonna stretch your ass across this motherfucking kitchen. You better keep your motherfucking hands out my face.
5 days.
Don't touch me no more. Do it again. I'm gonna rock your world in this motherfucker.
So rock it.
You put your fucking hands on me again.
So rock it.
Put your hands on me again.
Rock it.
Rock it. Don't do that. Keep playing with me.
All right, bye.
Do it again, bitch. I'm gonna fuck
Get out
you
my
up.
house.
Bye, bitch.
Bye.
I'm gone. I hate you. Both the ass, bitch. The fuck?
Now,
That damn Black Panther.
the Black
man.
Panther,
Yeah.
the Black Panther and the boot is what got me. But okay, so how do you choose? Like, I'm gonna choose this clip. What stands out to you as a clip that you want?
some clips like that one, I know that they're just automatically gonna go viral, and especially when people keep sending me the same clip, I was like, okay, yeah, that's one way I know I'm gonna do it. But that one I didn't want to do initially because I was like, it kind of seemed like it was like a whole weird situation going on with her and mom.
Yeah.
So I didn't want it to be looked at as I'm being like making fun of the situation or whatever. But when I saw it was like a challenge that started and like trying to post it, so I was like, okay, well, I can do my video. It won't be like no problem.
So she posted it and was like, yo, do this.
Well, no. She posted a video. I think it was like the ASAP challenge or something like that. She posted somebody on her page doing it. So when I saw that, I was like, that was like the green light for me for like, okay, well, she won't take it no kind of way.
Yeah.
Because I'm always like, I just don't want to make nobody feel like I'm making fun of them because that's not even like my character as a person. So
I've never gotten that from you, but has that ever kind of come across? Because you're cognizant of that, but there are people that could be something like, "Hey, I don't want you." Has that ever been a problem where it's like, "Yo, you kind of roasted me right now"? Like,
yeah, kind of. Yeah, you can say that. Once when I did an LMA video, and it was when she accepted her award at the BET Awards.
Oh.
So that I did like yeah, she ain't like that. I put Ella Jacquees May as like the name because the whole
now see the thing about that, and I feel like that.
And then I had his CD as the award, his album. So
you knew what you was doing.
But he called her Ricochet because she wasn't mad at him. She was mad at Jacquees.
She was mad at Jacquees.
And Jacquees wouldn't stop.
Jacquees was relentless.
So basically, what Jacquees was getting, I kind of got a taste of that because I got blocked.
I'm sorry, bro.
Oh, I'm not. I mean, I'm not tripping. It's fine with me, but so that's the only thing she kind of, I guess, took it some type of way. I don't know why, but But if you like look at the history of my videos and know it's really not like I'm trying to like down anybody or make fun of you.
Yeah.
So
it's interesting because for her to get upset like that, and now because I'm behind the scenes of it all, I know the celebrities that come and literally ask to be remade. I think it just depends on the nature of that person, you know, and what kind of business and how relevant they are trying to be and all that, and just their understanding of the fact that it's publicity. Just laugh.
It's all jokes.
That's really what it is.
Yeah, that's all.
Because now and like you said, now you have celebrities that are like, yo, do me.
Yeah.
Like,
definitely.
I want one too.
Yeah, definitely. I got requests. And to go back to your question, I also choose videos. I did a movie clip, Sorry to Bother You with Keith Stanfield.
Yeah.
And this other guy, I think his name is Jeremy.
I hope you have a wonderful day.
I saw that and I was like, yo, this is like that clip. And then I did a clip of the Atlanta show. It was like the Drake scene. Those two clips in particular, I felt like that would make me seem more so as an actor, just based off the type of scene it was and the facial expressions. So I do videos like that to be like, not necessarily to be funny. It will be funny based off what I'm doing in the props and stuff, but I want it to be like, oh yeah, he doing like, this is like some serious like acting he trying to get into.
Yeah.
So it just depends. If I feel like it's gonna be like I kind of just know like what video is gonna be like a viral. Yeah,
you just get a feeling.
Yeah, I just kind of know at this point because I went 2019. I went viral like so many times. Like it was crazy. Like just not just Instagram. It was like Twitter, Facebook. Like it was just all over the place. So
you speak the language of the culture. That's one thing.
So how many people be in your DMs asking you for money now? Since everybody thinks you're rich.
I don't really have people ask me for money.
What they'll do, it may not be dollars that they ask for, but they will get in there trying to ask for free services. Which to me
that's asking for money.
Equivalent to money.
That's asking for money. They be like, yo, man, come down here and do this for us. Like that kind of thing.
Exactly. And I don't really give into that. It'd be people that like probably either know of me because we went to the same school or whatever, and they want to like a shout out, whatever, and I'm just like, we wasn't even friends. Like you don't even know anything.
That's
about
the
me.
weirdest thing.
You remember me?
And that's where I come in.
Me.
And that's where I come in.
Yes.
Yeah.
I see that. Yeah.
'Cause that's fun for me.
Yeah. I feel
So
like
shut him down eloquently. But yeah.
I feel like you wouldn't even remember who I was if I wasn't who you see me be on Instagram. You just know you remember me because you see who I am today. Right. So yeah, I just kind of just ignored it. I'm used to that because I went through the whole Vine thing, so I kind of already got used to the whole people coming in and out, So I'm glad I kind of had the whole Vine experience of like being popular on there. So
Vine is crazy because that whole 6 second thing, it was like here and gone, and you see so many like a lot of the Vine people just kind of made some transfers, and you're like, yeah, I used to be on Vine.
You can name
and now
a lot of people that's like popping on Instagram.
Yeah.
They like started from it's a lot of them, and I was like one of them people. Now I'm like, I'm getting there. Now, so yeah, a lot of people.
Because I look at stuff like, I mean, we were talking about it with the TikTok girl, the one
Just
that
did the dance.
they had the article
brought
about
back
her.
K Camp right now.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like, I guess that's the other thing where you're saying, because K Camp is posting now the videos that he's shooting with the two girls. First of all, every child under the age of 14 does that dance.
That's true.
That
Yes.
TikTok dance. Some girl out of, I don't know what, out of Atlanta came up with the dance. And even K Camp came out and was like, thank you for, like, now that I know who you are, thank you for bringing me so many views
As he
to
should.
my song.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Like,
Period.
you have made me so much money and let me highlight who you are. And that goes to show the relevance and the importance of, like, knowing your brand, knowing your worth, all that. Because, I mean, this look, they were like, oh, when I first did it, I got like 14,000 views. But they literally got people, they were showing a little, it was a white girl, but I mean, she was showing like a whole, like the Los Angeles Lakers dancers or somebody, like how to do the dance. Like, you have so many people that are making legitimate money
Yeah.
off of these things that people are creating online and just doing it. Like, I did it in my bedroom. I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
I thought y'all like it too. And then it's just out there.
That's actually something I touched on like a few days ago. I tweeted about it, about, giving people their credit. Because I feel like with just us as black people anyway, I feel like we don't get credit for the things that we've created, not just today, but even back in the day. We don't get credit
I saw
for
that tweet.
So, and
I also go about TikTok is one of those things. TikTok
Yeah.
has a face,
Yes.
and that face TikTok has a white face.
It has a
Yeah.
white face.
TikTok
It's all
has a
black
white face,
stuff.
Period.
but it is one of those things. Like, when we were looking at TikTok, I was like, yo, man, this is like y'all just doing like Instagram and Twitter and all the dances that I've watched little black kids doing.
Exactly.
But now it's in a different, more palatable form. Like, this is just what it is. So I'm like, I commend the writer of the New York Times going and being like, yo, this is the first person that did it. And you see it, and it's like, first of all, when I watched, I was like, oh no, that's your dance. Like, you did that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, definitely,
this is
obviously.
there's no getting around it. And it's like, we can go back, we can trace how this pops up. And it's interesting to see how things evolve. Because I'm not knocking anybody for doing a dance.
Right.
Like, I'm not. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I get it. You saw somebody that did it and they da-da-da-da-da. But I am knocking the fact that there can be a whole erasure of a person. Like, I'm looking at the dance, I'm like, it looks like dance the kids do out in Atlanta. So why does it look like it's only kids from Sacramento? Right. Why does it only look like kids from Calabasas doing the dance? And then if you don't say, hey, this is an East Atlanta thing, then if you don't say that, then people are going to be like, oh, yeah, it's the Calabasas kids do that.
Yeah,
we
that's
all
what
do
people
this.
think.
Like, this is our thing. This is
Right.
our culture.
Like country music and cowboys.
Yeah.
Which suddenly became white all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
it's
why
no
Chet-
different.
yeah.
It's no different from the situation with Elvis.
Yeah.
James Brown. Like, it's been
Yeah.
the same. It's been
Yeah.
the same thing, and we allow it to happen, which is why people like the writer from New York they have a responsibility. They need to keep doing that.
Yeah.
They need to keep calling
Yeah.
out people that you clearly can see are kind of just getting pushed to the back when they originated and created something.
Oh, yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think if we, especially in media, like you guys, and just from the smallest podcast to the to New York Times,
Yeah.
we just as a people just need to continue to do it and
To
if
showcase and highlight.
to showcase
Yeah.
and
Point 'em
highlight
out.
and to correct and redirect.
Because, I have no problem with I'm like, yeah, that's your goal. You want everybody to be able to do it. I want everybody, like if Fortnite's doing it, I just want you to also know where it came from. I want you to actually give those people, because knowing where it came from, there's value in that. There's value
For
in
sure.
saying, like when K Camp says, yo, you got to come out and do my video, because there's value in that.
Yeah.
I don't think you understand. I mean, look, man, what's the song? Renegade Lotto?
Lottery.
First of all, I know that song. I knew that song before I knew the name of the song because of TikTok and that girl. I know that beat and that dance because of TikTok and that girl. I knew all that before I knew K Camp made it, and I know who K Camp is. I've always known who K Camp is. I had no clue that was his song. So that's the value that puts on there. And, you know, props to him for seeing like, yo, this is valuable to me, and I want y'all to get some kind of value back.
And I think the next level to that, where it needs to go next, and maybe I can be a part of helping that to happen, but some of these kids are living in the projects. They're not living great lives, and they're super creative because that's their escape.
Yeah.
And so we need to figure out a way where they can get some type of earnings when they do that.
Absolutely.
You know, so an agency that specifically handle these younger people or just people that use their online base and don't have a bunch of production value and they in the rooms, whatever. I just feel like if they had the right direction in person to help them monetize it, it could literally pull them out of the situation. So hiding them and not crediting them does not do them
because
they're
any good. Highly creative.
Yeah. And so
highly creative.
There has to be a way that that they're able to, you know, not $1 million, just there's some type of stream can be created from it.
Of course.
You know?
Yeah.
So
as long as there's something. Because, I mean, and my whole thing with the when I say it has a Calabasas face, this is not to say it has a white face. It has a rich white face. You're having people that have been able to funnel money towards the account. Like, I already got an account. I already got money. I already got this stuff. I've already got the production. I've already got, like, these things that these other kids are not exposed to. And they're just kind of looking like, what's hot? That's hot. I'm going to do that. Cool. That's mine now.
Yeah.
That's hot. I'm going to do that. Cool.
Not cool.
That's mine now. And they just keep on doing that. And it's like, you don't even need this. Right. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it's like, so that's my whole thing is like making sure that those people are getting credit and just getting acknowledged. Because that's got to be rough to see everybody. At first, it's got to be great. It's got to be great to see everybody doing what you created.
But then when you look around, your situation hasn't changed.
Everybody?
Yeah.
Everybody doing it, and I'm not making no money off it? That's cool.
My dance is on NBA 2K. Like,
that basically happened to me. That's why I'm glad she's getting the attention and recognition that she deserves, and I spoke on it because that happened to me like basically 2 times. With the whole remake thing, like. When I had like maybe less than 100,000 followers, like it was people that were doing the whole remake thing. They had like way like 100,000 followers and getting brand deals and stuff like. And I'm the one that created the whole remake thing. So I'm just like, dang, like I created this. People think these other people may have created it, or they have, you know, they getting all these advantages and stuff. I'm just like, dang, like I don't, you know, it kind of made me feel some type of way. But I just kind of you know, kept persevering, striving, and to the point where, like, everybody knows now that I'm the one that, you know, created the whole thing. Like, anything with, like, the whole remake thing, because, I mean, I just said, like, show me somebody who was doing this before the date that I first posted this. And then, and go from there. So I'm kind of, I know how it feels to have something like you created taken away from you, like with the whole I started something on Vine too with the whole praise dance. I used to do like praise dancing videos and stuff, and I wore like my graduation gown, and I went viral doing that too, and I noticed people started doing that, wearing like their graduation gown when they do gospel videos. So I was like, dang, that you know, that came from me too, but you know, nobody would probably really, you know, ever know, you know, because I don't just, you know, just say, oh, you know, I did this, I did that, you know, I just do my work. But speak for itself.
The thing is, people do what they, you know, just like haters, that's their job is to hate. People who get inspired by you, they're going to do that. They're going to give it their best shot as well. And so I look at it like, you know, just get smart and just take care of your business, learn how to trademark, learn that, or get somebody in place that can do it. There's nothing wrong with, from the beginning, losing a few things and learn a few lessons, you know, to finally get it together.
And your goal is to be that popular where you want that emulation. You still also want the respect and acknowledgement and the ability to brand it and monetize it yourself. Like, I want all y'all to be able to do that. Like, I'm not saying I'm not the first person to tell jokes. I'm not the first person to do this. I'm not the first person to do that. But I want y'all to know what my stamp is. Right. Like, y'all got to see what I did.
Right.
Like, I mean, somebody going to take credit for it. It might as well be the person who really did it, because somebody's always going to take credit.
Yeah, definitely. So I just stayed, like I said, people, if I just stay doing me and just have tunnel vision and just keep working, people will eventually know that, you know, my work. They'll see that what I did and created and stuff. So
Now, what is it that you two are working on now?
Speaking, just this whole conversation has been about social media. We all know that everybody has an opinion, and when we just kind of take a look at the Shade Room, and we take a look at the comment section on these different blogs.
That's the first place I go. First place you go.
It's getting yeah, exactly. That's become the TV. And what I've noticed and what we've noticed is just that it's a cancel culture. It's a very negative undertone to commenting, to having an opinion, and to having a review of something of these, of something that the stars are doing or whatever, which is all cool. But we just came together to create something where we almost could like lead by example in terms of like how to teach people how to give their opinion in their review of something without being nasty.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we've curated Race to Review, which the concept is basically Reggie and I. It's a talk show, so it's in front of a live audience, but it's like a hint of game show in there as well.
Okay.
So we've tried to be innovative with it, but basically, your real thought of something happens within 30 seconds to a minute anyway. And so Reggie and I will be given topics from the people. That'll be the people's choice. And then we'll each have a certain amount of time to give our first thoughts of Summer Walker, of this artist. You call out a name, whatever the people's choice is. Yeah. And then we literally respond to it and give our first thoughts on it live in front of an audience. They're able to respond to it. And we really want to set the tone for people to learn how to be constructive as opposed to destructive. In their comments and reviews, which they have the right to have.
Oh yeah.
But you can review something and give your opinion and have commentary and not be tearing down people and making people, feel suicidal and all that comes with that.
I like that because it's I've said before, it's right now everything's just
it's crazy.
Really negative.
Yeah.
Everything is
negative. It's a very negative undertone
Yeah.
to everything.
Yeah.
Well, that's what gets the most response.
Right.
Like, it's almost like you talk about like the Shade Room. It's like the person that makes the nastiest response the quickest is going to get the most reaction. And there are people out there that just like that. Like, I like the reaction. I don't care if it's positive or negative. I'm looking for the points on the reaction because that's what will help me build up anything. And that's what you see people doing where they're just like, I'm like, you'll see people that get popular and then be like, man, I like you.
Yeah, I know.
I don't even know why I said that. I gotta be honest with you. You cool people.
It's just the art of trolling.
Yeah.
That's
That's all it is. That's all it is.
And so basically we want to teach you how to troll and be just a little bit nicer with it.
Be nicer with the troll.
Because you can have your opinion and not literally. You can have your opinion, but also keep in mind that you're talking about an actual live breathing human.
Yes.
Right.
That is going to possibly see this and have to go to bed with this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It might see you.
It might see you.
It might see your ass out in the street, which could also be another problem.
Because the
always
other
stay
thing, too, is
positive.
where we talk about, I like how you're talking about constructive, because I guess the flip side on the artist end, over the last, decade I've seen is artists, there are a lot of artists out there that view any kind of criticism as it's like, it's like there are people out there that are like legitimately like, hey, I really, really like this about you. I would just like this one thing tweet because you would be so incredible or whatever. And we're not just talking, I'm like, when it becomes kind of like a running thing where it's like, it's not just one person. It's like a lot of people. They want to see you win.
Yeah.
Like they want you to do this, but they just want you to like try this one thing out. This might be beneficial for you to try out. People are like, nah, man, I hate this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Say nothing about
See,
nobody.
that's a personal problem.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yes.
sure that our show will get that type of flack at some point or
Oh,
another.
yeah,
So
absolutely.
we're not saying that it's going to be like cookie cutter and just all nice things because that's not reality.
Yeah.
So we're here to just become a filter and become a voice that is fair, first of all, and leveled and just respectful. Because you can give your opinion and it can have a comedic edge to it. It can be, the absolute truth, but not maybe, something that the artist or person of interest wants to hear about themselves.
Yeah.
But we just want to kind of set a new tone.
That's good.
In terms of just, you don't have to be so radical and abusive with your approach to
'Cause it's just so-
giving your opinion. Because we
Boom.
all have a review.
Yeah.
Some of us get a platform to tell our review on. Some of us are at home with them wrote. Some of us are trolling in the comments.
Yeah.
And so because Reggie and myself in two different ways have the influence to set tones and start trends and I wanted to try to do our part on leveling out the playing field when it comes to giving reviews. And so I think the entertaining part that will be incorporated, that has been incorporated, is just having to capture that first thought we think, because sometimes it gets nasty when you have too much time to think about your opinion, and so a lot of gets into it, and then it becomes a whole production. I think that your real true opinion of something and review of something, it happens within the first 30 seconds to a minute when you hear somebody's name.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think that'll be the interesting thing about the show, is just not having a whole bunch of time to give it. It really makes you collect the facts faster and give them, and then we'll have the opportunity for people to respond. So I believe that because it's new, we don't know that. So because it's a brand new thing, we don't know the response, but I believe that people will watch it and they'll be inspired indirectly and subconsciously. They won't even really realize it. Okay, well, that's how we can interact online. It doesn't have to be a violent exchange or so draggy and so cancel-y, if I can make up a word. And so that's the effort and the concept of the show. It's just to have fun with the first things that come to mind when we think about these people that have signed up to be famous but did not sign up to be abused and trolled
all the time.
Yeah. So we'll still be covering pop culture and all that good shit, but it's just, we're going to try to, by doing it, teach a different way to give a review and your opinion of these
That's
people.
good.
You know what I mean?
Because if you talk about anything, like, it could be like Nelly. Somebody could be like, "Oh, Nelly, trash." I'm like, nah. He's so like over like X amount of million. It's not trash. You may not like it, or it might be dated at this point, but there's different ways instead of just being like, don't like trash. It's trash. It's trash.
And so basically, we would become the referees between the trolls and the actual celebrities.
That is awesome.
Because some people handle it really well and some people don't.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Old
like,
Joe Budden.
I think, like old Joe Budden as opposed to new Joe Budden.
Yeah.
I think, in terms of treatment, there are people out there, that's a lot. Like, people don't understand, like, when you picking up your phone and it's millions of people wanting to get their opinion out. And, I feel like as humans, we going to lean towards the negative. Look, when I would write for All Hip Hop, like, I could write an article and it could be a bunch of comments on it and they'd be cool. And the one person would be like, it was something about, there was always somebody would type out your full name. Like, Devon Douglas doesn't know anything about hip hop. I'd be like, this motherfucker. Like that's it. But I was like, you didn't pay attention to any of the other comments.
Yeah. Now,
of course, there.
Of course, we can't micromanage that type of shit. Nor am I interested in it. But, but what I will do is do my part to create a good medium between entertainment, these people that are gifted and do not deserve, necessarily to be just kind of treated whatever kind of way. Them, and then I hear people, it's so popular, people always say, well, they knew what came with the territory. It doesn't have to be.
No.
It doesn't have to be. That's not what we signed up for.
It doesn't.
And so I believe that as artists, me being an artist and songwriter as well as business, and also with Reggie, whether people know it or not, he's a songwriter. He's a rapper. He's a lyricist, so he's able to come from that place, and we can sympathize with being gifted, but not necessarily wanting to necessarily be famous and deal with everything that comes with fame as we know it to be today. But I think this show can just teach people, or remind people, because people know better. They just choose to do what they want to do. But I think to see it visually happening, and you still can have the same amount of fun with your opinions and reviews and all that kind of shit, it doesn't take away from the fun of being able to have a say, but you don't have to be crazy and just
absolutely.
So I feel like everybody doesn't like celebrities, everybody doesn't have the experience of dealing with trolls and comments like this. Why I go back to Avon, for example. Like, I'm grateful that I had that platform, because I already had to get used to, like, people saying whatever. It could be, you can get like 1,000 great comments, but then that one negative comment you'll see and you just forget it. You ignore all these other people. And I think that's just like, well, why you won't tell these people thank you, but you responded to this one person. So it's like, you would never see me like clapping back, because I feel like people, they'll do that for different reasons. One, they just want to get your attention because they know it works. They know that's like the thing. Oh, well, they'll respond to me if I say something negative. And or I might get the top comment, and I get a whole bunch of followers and likes from that. And I think that's just kind of like, whack.
That's usually how I think of it. Because like, even when I think the editor for All Hip Hop is like, yo, man, that's probably like a 10-year-old kid in their basement. Like, think about that. Like, think about when you were 10 and you're just like, ha ha ha. It's like, and if you respond, they get a reaction. Like, that's just all it is. And you'll see online so many people that in the clapback comments. One, we have whole sections dedicated to just watching clapbacks, but you'll see somebody clap back and they'll be like, "Oh no, girl, I love you." Like
Right.
you're like, what?
And or they'll be following them. It's like,
Yeah, I'm like, what do you mean you love them? Like you just
Right.
talk
It's
crazy.
it's an abusive relationship.
Yeah.
It's dysfunctional.
We do like it. We
Yeah.
follow the shade room.
Right.
Yeah.
It's in the title.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Shade.
And so
And some people handle it super well. Like I think I saw like Doja Cat tweeted out something yesterday. I think it was yesterday or the day before because they were like, somebody posted a picture of somebody wearing a horrible wig. And she's like, nah, y'all tripping. Like, I ain't worn my wig like that since 2020. She said something like, I wore a wig like a sombrero. And I was like, okay, you're in on it. Like, you make fun of yourself.
You got
It is what
to.
it is. And it takes
That's the
the
best way
wind.
to handle it.
Because it takes the wind out of everything. Because
Yeah.
it's like, oh, you're not mad?
Damn.
All right.
Right. And that's a shame. That's a shame that's the goal.
That's
You
what
know
it
I mean?
is. That's what it is.
Yeah.
They're like, you're not mad. So, Reggie, how is it now that you're kind of getting yourself set up, how do you stop yourself from, or what are you doing to make sure you don't get pigeonholed in any kind of thing?
I think just kind of introducing kind of things kind of around the same time, not just kind of just focusing on just this one thing. So I may post like 5 remakes, but then I might throw like a rap video in there or a dance video in there so they can be like, so they can see that, and then I go back to the remake. So it's like it's not just straight this one thing. So you can kind of, I'm trying to kind of mastering how to just throw everything in there that I do artistry wise. So yeah.
Yeah, I think that he's gotten to the point now where whatever he presents, people at least give it a shot.
Yeah.
And so I've come in to make sure that we do quality control and that the way that he presents the things that people are used to receiving from him, that we present everything else on that same level. So he'll be coming out with music and it'll be at a level where it needs to be. He'll be coming out with, skits in HD. We have Friday, we're flying out to go shoot his first remake with an actual celebrity, and so everything is going to go to the next level.
Good, man.
And so it'll showcase the director in him, the writer in him. You'll start to see those things shine through, and it'll all be at a certain quality to where you can't ignore it. It'll be undeniable, and I've been able to see it behind the scenes. So it's been a pleasure to be able to learn how to, first of all, monetize what he was already doing, but then also walk into the door of new ventures. Which one that is really big, that I can't speak on just yet, or that we can't really talk about just yet, but. He definitely is on his way to being a household name, as he should be.
That's dope.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, you named Jamie Foxx, you named Childish Gambino because you're following in the vein of people that, once you get past the you can't, because more people, I love Childish Gambino, but I definitely was your Donald Glover. When he was first, I was like, I know you as the comedian. I love you on Community. I think that's all great. You should not pick up a mic and start doing anything. And then he did pick up a mic, and I remember that first offer, and I was like, yeah, I'm right. You should definitely not have. You should have never picked up a mic.
Yeah.
Wow.
Then he picked up then he did it again, and he kept going. And then I'm like, oh, no, this is
Once
cold.
it got to royalty,
like I said,
yo.
once he dropped royalty, I was like, yo, this is it.
Yeah.
Same thing with Jamie Foxx when you're sitting up there, like when Jamie Foxx says, yo, I'm going to drop an R&B album. And that's always, Jamie Foxx thing is always funny is because we saw you on the Jamie Foxx show and we know you can sing.
Yeah.
Not even
Like
just that. And Living Color.
We saw you on Living Color and we
yeah.
know you can sing, but then when it's like, oh, but you want to sing your own songs?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
It's like,
But once they start doing it, you're like, oh.
I guess the 90s and the early thousands were like at that time where it had to be like one or the other. I remember even just working on music and being around people that were like, they could rap and they could sing, and then somebody would be like, you gotta
gotta
choose.
pick one.
And then Drake came out, and people was like, oh, I was
Definitely.
like, nigga, you could have been did that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what are you talking about? You don't have to. You're not a monolith. You can do so
Especially
many
in Houston,
things.
the home of the rapper singer.
Right.
Oh my goodness!
Like I said, we had so many rapper
So
singers
many.
that were
We're
here.
very
and it's like,
melodic.
why you got to pick one?
Yeah.
You don't. And
Yeah.
what'll happen, you'll get a little bit of flack in the beginning for choosing to do something different. And you'll look up a year, 2, 3 years later, and people will be doing what the fuck
Yeah.
you started.
and you're the standard at that point. That's
Yeah.
just
At
the
that
And then they're
point.
like, oh, that's
But
what
you
everybody
gotta
does.
be, if you're strong enough to make it through the flack that may come with it in the beginning, then you deserve.
And you're the man to talk about that.
Well,
You got to
I mean,
go through
that
stuff.
is my
You got to go
story.
through it. Yeah.
Yeah.
and then it's rewarding at the end. That's so cliche to say that, but
Yeah.
it really is true.
I mean, just
if
going-
you can make it through.
Yeah.
You know,
Going back to your podcast, if you're going to tag in it, you were strong enough to do it.
Yeah.
And it's awesome that you get to show him the way, and you're strong enough to do it. It's awesome that y'all have a show talking about, like, you know, having positive opinions in there and, you know, talking about it on a show. It's called, In My Humble Opinion. Boom.
And again,
Shameless plug.
no, but also shouts out to your agency, because I will say, anytime I was telling you, I saw you at Phil Wade's thing. This was at Taste Bar, and
This nigga randomly caught me singing.
no,
during the
really,
show.
literally,
Really?
I came in because I said we want to get Phil Wade on the show, so let me go down and support and see what it is.
Because
Met
we
him.
had talked, and I thought you seen the flyer, and that's why you.
No. I was just like, yo, let me just come through, and then like I'm watching all the acts. One, it was a good show.
Yeah.
Like it was a great show of artists. Then you came up, and I said I always have to give you credit because your backup singers were fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember thinking, I'm like, dog, he has good backups. Like, these background singers are great.
Mm-hmm.
And in the middle of his show, he goes, hey, y'all, these are not background singers. Like, he goes, we in practice, but don't call them background singers. Like, these are singers. Like,
sure.
they could be right here, like, easily.
They choose to be.
Yeah. And I was like, yo, I said, because it sounded incredible. It was great.
And so I want to just shout them out
Yeah.
by name. Shout out to Kashar Red and Sean Fortson. They've been doing this for a very long time. And so
they were
I think
fantastic.
that you noticing them, they're going to appreciate.
Oh no, they were
Yeah,
fantastic.
they were. They
Like,
are.
That was literally
They
like,
are
I was
amazing.
I was like, oh, this is great. So yeah, and shouts out to Phil for having that night. Like I said, we talked. Like that's literally why I went down, because I said, yeah, we got to get more people that are also highlighting Houstonians for their talent, or just highlighting talent that's out here, because there are so many talented people out here, and they're just like, I'm just looking. Like, I wish I had the outlet. Like, I wish I knew what to do. Or I found the outlet, and now I'm like,
The direction.
now what? Like, what do I got to do? And it's always good to have somebody that's like, man, I already been through all this.
Yeah.
Like, I've been through this, and I know, because knowing your value is so important.
Definitely.
It's so important.
Yeah.
So what's the future hold right now then?
Oh man, a lot. So definitely dropping some music soon.
Yeah.
I would love to people to know that I take everything serious, anything I do, but to see to follow like my growth as far as my songwriting ability, because like from like years ago when I started to now, I'm like at a whole nother level. I just kind of been doing like my research on, my favorite rappers, or, just kind of like learning about just the history of rap in itself, and what, wordplay is, and delivery and flow and all that stuff. So definitely music, definitely more remakes, of course, trying to be, I guess, seen more as an actor, if I'm not already seen as that. I feel like I kind of am, but I definitely want to.
Yeah, you an actor. You're going to land that movie.
For
Yeah.
sure.
You get it?
Leading role. You're going to land that movie,
Yeah,
man.
that's what I'm
I said
I'm
all it
excited
takes
for
is
that.
one time.
Yeah.
All it takes is one time for people to see, and then like people, oh no, that's legitimate.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. That's just all it is. That's
Yeah.
all it takes.
I think the
Definitely.
only thing that was ever missing was people needed to hear his voice. And so that's why doing things like this
That's
Yeah.
good.
and just other things that we're working on that we can't really talk about right now. The show, Race to Review.
Oh, yeah.
A big
Yeah,
part
yeah.
of that is to give the face
Give him
and
that.
the animation a voice.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's crazy
Yeah.
you said that. Because when I posted a rap video the other day, and
I
I
seen
think that was like maybe the first time some people may have heard my voice.
Mm-hmm.
So it was literally people in the comment was like, "Oh, you lip syncing like really good," or they was like, I'm like,
It's like, this is not, no, I'm not mocking
Yeah,
this. This is me.
I was like, do you really think, like,
Yeah.
people would debate in the comments, like, oh, is he lip singing or what? Because he lip syncs so good. I was like,
Yeah.
y'all really think I'm lip singing? I just thought that was so crazy. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's time. That was the only missing element. It's just that people know him to be this character and this imitator, and so they definitely need to know what his voice sounds like.
That's awesome, man.
So
Yeah.
that's something that was
Yeah.
important to me as a brand manager.
Yeah.
So we need to be able to have you hosting things. We need to have you out in front of the camera in every way.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So
It's a testament
that's
to
where we are.
Yeah, that's good, man.
Yeah.
We just really want to thank you guys for coming.
Oh, thank you for
Thank
having
you for
me.
having us,
Yeah.
for sure.
No, we
Really,
appreciate it.
thank
We
you, man.
appreciate it.
We appreciate you guys. Once again, it's been, in my humble opinion, I've been, Avery, like a very nice guy, Carlton Banks, Carlton with a KBN Triple X, Carlton with a KBN Triple X. Also, the co-host, Jess Devon. Boom. And we've been here with the Reggie Ray and Chad Black of the 713 Agency. Look all of that up, because that's the future.
That's it.
All right.
All right. In my humble opinion, where the opinions aren't humbled and the words aren't jumbled. Or are they? Who knows? Boom.
Bye.